In Schmigadoon, it's sort of like, well, I'm just doing a musical. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't have to play to, 5,000 people. I can just play to Cecily. That's really sort of the difference. You know what I mean? When I sing a song, I don't have to take it to the back row. I can just be to her.
It's great to talk to you. You two have my favorite songs from the first season. So I walk around singing Suddenly all the time.
That's amazing.
So nice.
So my first question is for Jaime. You've played Billy Flynn in Chicago before.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if that experience gave you even more of a connection to this season of the show.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, and then Jane Krakowski comes in and then does it 100 times better, and more gifted, more talented. You're like, Jane, stop it already. You're destroying it for all of the Billy Flynn's out there. But it was fun, man. It was fun. It's a new season. It's a new show. It lives in a complete different universe than season one. And that's super fun because it seems like a new show, right? And it's incredible. It was a bigger show to tackle the musical numbers, the sets. Everything was bigger and more complicated to do, right? But that gave the show a lot of fun to execute.
And it being a different show leads to what I want to ask you, Anne, which is you go from playing someone who's, I think, kind of on the naive side in the first season to someone who's way tougher this time. Was one character easier for you to find or relate to?
I'm every woman inside of me. So I feel like they're both me, right? And most people have both sides in them. It's sort of fun to just go like, and this season I'm the other side, with a little bit of nice. But like in last season, I was pretty much all nice, not even really even a little bit of mean. But it's fun to be, it's fun to be able to play the gamut. And that's what's so exciting about Schmigadoon. It's sort of like, you never know what they're going to ask you to do. And I'm not mad about any of it. I just want to do all of it.
You're both such experienced musical theater performers. What are the challenges of performing musical numbers for the screen while making sure it still comes across with like any amount of the same impact as a stage?
Anna was explaining it I will let her explain, but it's doing Schmigadoon feels like you are doing a play, not really a TV show, right?
Yeah, that's how I felt. I mean, I'm a theater person. I don't really know that much about camera work. But in Schmigadoon, it's sort of like, well, I'm just doing a musical. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't have to play to, 5,000 people. I can just play to Cecily. That's really sort of the difference. You know what I mean? When I sing a song, I don't have to take it to the back row. I can just be to her. But there's something really beautiful about that. And I think it still carries very much the feeling of being in a musical. So it's not really that different.
And we have such a sincere and deep love for each other as cast members that it feels like arriving to the theater and, just carrying out another day of shows. It feels like that. And that's the beauty of it. The connection we have, the friendship we have, the sincere appreciation we have for each other. And we respect each other so much, professionally and as human beings. And I think that's a beautiful energy to have on the show.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like, oh, hi, I just met you, let's do a scene, as in so many other kind of, when you work on film, you just don't have the time. But here it's like, oh, well, I know you, I trust you, and we're just going to have a good time. It's very, very, it's very, very special that way.
And since it seems like the trend is to keep, progressing forward through musical history. Are there musicals or musical theater characters that you two would love to visit in a future season?
I don't know. There's so many, right?
Yes.
There's so many.
Well,
and as you know, Cinco mashes up like a lot of musicals from this era are mashed up not in one musical number or in one scene, but within one musical number and within one scene, you have a mashup of like Cabaret, Chicago, Pippin. It's crazy. So it's right. Like,
well, let's pretend. Let's pretend there was a season 3. Okay. So if there was a season 3, then we'd have to go to the musicals, of the 80s and 90s, right? So just going from that time period span, I already said I would love to play the engineer in Miss Saigon.
And Miss Saigon. Yeah.
I think that would be fun and gender bending and,
I have no idea.
But I bet if there is a season 3, that's not what I'll be. Because it's all in his mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can sit around and like argue it and go like, I'll play Madame Thénardier, and still nobody would care. It's like, it's all Cinco's brain. So
Yeah. Well, I think that's my time, but congratulations. There had better be a season 3 because this show is so fun every
Thank you
time.
very
Oh,
much.
thank you. Thank you so much.